We haven't met before tonight, and I think this is probably all new content for you, and learning about the book and some of the tenets of, I know you're very familiar with the tenets of conscious capitalism, but perhaps not so familiar with the alignment of the millennial values with conscious capitalism and how important that is, that we as business leaders align with the values of our workforce. So tell me what you thought about tonight.
So when I think about conscious culture and inspiring generational leadership, conscious culture is the most nebulous thing, and connecting that to millennials is so incredibly challenging. What I found tonight is that you were able to distill it down into actionable, practical, tangible things that I can walk out the door and do tomorrow. That's what made me most excited about this. So many of these books are incredibly theoretical. This transcends that, and it gives me things that I can use and do that's going to power my business and help my culture and help my leadership teams.
Well, absolutely. And there's one section that I talk about having a book club and how important it is to create a similar mindset with your employees. And one way to do that is by having a book club. And there's a podcast, Simon Sinek, just in the last week, and it's all about creating a common mindset and actionable things that you can all do through a book club. And I thought, wow, yeah, we're kind of ahead of the game on that. So that's really good. The book club, it's definitely a how-to guide. And a lot of these business books are very theoretical. And this is a 15-year case study. And what's kind of interesting, when I was talking to people about this book early on, they're like, well, that'll never happen. That could never exist. I'm like, this is my company. This is how we work, and this is how we show up. Like, no, that's not real. And I remember going back to the office that weekend thinking, or that week, the next week, and I asked my employees, is this just in my head, or is it really like this? Oh yeah, it's really like this. And that best places to work with 100% engagement, that's real. That's real data. So what other actionable steps did you come up with?
So not only is that real data, that's the conscious side of it, right? You've captured the conscious side, but it's called conscious capitalism. 7 years in a row, Inc. 5000, that's the capitalism side. That's the achievement there. It's the blend. It's not either or, it's both and. And this really, really ties it together fantastically because, like I said, the leadership and the cultural side of things, they're so nebulous, right? Higher purpose and stakeholder orientation are very, very apparent, right? They're out there, but squishy. This gives practicality to the squishy, right?
I know. I often felt that the way I was leading didn't feel very leadership, right? I didn't feel, but it was just intuitive to me, and it was the only way I could lead. And now we find out that vulnerability and empathy, these are the leadership skills that are most in demand and most resonate with millennials.
They really do.
Squishy, very squishy.
They're squishy,
yeah,
because they're soft. Soft is hard, hard is soft, right? And the power behind these things is immense, and they're so hard to learn, right? And when you have trust in a culture and you build a culture around vulnerability, empathy, these huge things that impact our business beyond the bottom line, when you adhere to that, you reap the rewards in the long run.
So we were talking that you have 2 daughters, and I was saying that for me, leading women has always been really important, and empowering women is really important because I just didn't have that opportunity. And ICE, to me, was a place that would give women opportunity that I just didn't have. And I really encourage your daughters to read this. I think they'll enjoy it. I think it will resonate with them, and I hope it sparks something, because when I say inspiring generational leadership, I'm talking about let's inspire our young people. Let's show them an optimistic narrative of capitalism, a positive narrative of capitalism, and that's what I hope this book does for them.
They absolutely will. Thank you so much,
Thank
DeLinda.
you,
I
Mark.
really appreciate
Wow, this is great.
this opportunity. And thank you. So she actually picked out the section for my daughters to read. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait.